the deep mistrust of outsiders, the difficulty building stable institutions, the patterns of violence. These aren't inherent to African people or culture. They are rational responses to centuries of exploitation and trauma. To justify the slave trade, European intellectuals created elaborate theories of racial hierarchy. They claimed Africans were naturally inferior, closer to animals than Europeans, incapable of civilization. These weren't just fringe ideas. They were taught in universities, published in scientific journals, used to justify slavery and later colonialism. Pseudoscientists measured scar sizes and claimed this proved European superiority. Philosophers and theologians debated whether Africans had souls. Biologists created racial classification systems with Europeans at the top and Africans at the bottom. These racist ideas poisoned Western thought for centuries. They inspired Nazi genocide. They justified apartheid. They underlie persistent racial discrimination worldwide. The Atlantic slave trade didn't just exploit African bodies. It created an ideology of racism that still damages societies today. The Atlantic slave trade officially ended in the 1860s. Immediately, and not coincidentally, European colonialism in Africa began. The Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 saw European powers divide Africa among themselves. Within 30 years, almost the entire continent was under European control. This wasn't random timing. The same infrastructure built for the slave trade, coastal forts, trade networks, alliances with some African rulers against others was repurposed for colonial conquest. The same racist ideologies that justified slavery now justified colonialism. Europeans claimed they were civilizing Africa, bringing Christianity, education, and modern governance to supposedly backward people. But colonialism was just another form of exploitation. Europeans extracted Africa's resources, gold, diamonds, copper, rubber, palm oil, using forced labor that was slavery in all but name. Colonial rule lasted until the 1960s in most African countries, meaning that from the mid-1400s to the 1960s, over 500 years, Africa experienced continuous exploitation. First the slave trade, then colonialism. When African nations finally gained independence, they inherited